Paw. Hope they go well too. Hey, Nike. Start with the Cutlass. Why not? Medium items. Did I carry any medium items before silvers? Gonna take 2 gold and an XP. Go for duct tape or go for speed. If I get enough CDR on this, we could go like Crow's Nest Cutlass maybe. Some success on Vanessa. Yeah, I mean the other heroes can high roll into boards that are good into at least the average dually board on ladder, but they also low roll a lot more. And it does feel like if the dually knows what they're doing and they buy the good items, that it's kind of hopeless, but there's enough dualies not buying the good items.
See that plank? Walk it.
Okay, don't need the Langshan. Might still end up on the board, but let's just go here. See if we can get a freeze skill. Plus 6 damage on our Cutlass. Not awful. Try again.
Don't let my youth worry you. The guys who trained me were very old.
I lost to a very similar start to this
Honing my skills.
yesterday.
Next time, I might
I remember mousing over a silver standard ordinance on day 1 and being very confused.
My fight isn't with you, but if you insist. I may be young for
I
a
guess it
captain,
happens
but I've
sometimes.
seen my share of storms.
Is Trebuchet still just better?
Bring her about! I've got another salvo with me. Bravery without strength.
I mean, it's unfortunate.
Another
We
empty chest.
Random was in chat a couple days ago and said there wasn't going to be a patch until January, so we had already known, but yeah. Not the best patch to get stuck on, but at least it's a good time for it to happen, right? Take some time off for the holidays. Could just try to get more skills.
Being an elder is just one perspective. Youth has its own wisdom.
Here's my free skill.
It takes real confidence to let a kid train you. I'm impressed.
Take a bronze dock lines.
I guess I made a sale.
Sort of playable.
Pathetic. As
Gold
spineless as
augmented
a
weaponry
jellyfish.
from Monster Skill Shop. About as balanced as you'd guess. Oh my. Yeah. I had an augmented weaponry from the skill shop yesterday. But it was day 6 and I wasn't really in a spot to build around it. I still took it and it did something, but it didn't carry as hard as I needed it to. It does 3 per gold? Oh my god. The second XP. Let's do this now. This could be the figurehead. What are silver odds on day 2? They're terrible, right? It's like 10%. Yeah. And I don't get to roll the shop. Probably can't do this.
Ah, place to store the rest of the tyrant's gold.
We're putting the dog in. I don't really want to do this, but it's the only one that does anything. I guess it's tempo.
You should know, I'm a bit of a legend on Pelago.
We're gonna take it. Day 2 is probably the day. Yeah. It's not an incredible board for it. Like, it doesn't play great on Langshan. The dog is probably pretty temporary. It is a lot of tempo, though.
You fall like a boulder. I flow like the waves.
If you want grim and stomach,
Silver
you came to
skills?
the wrong Sphinxian. I believe in joy. When you're ready, I'm here for you.
Interesting. That's sort of like a crook.
Size dilutes the brain. Mind is highly concentrated.
Take a bronze honing steel. Worst case, I can sell it to the dog. Could bench a jellyfish in case there's some kind of tread pivot, but kind of down to just try to play medium items. Okay, so we pressure the shield here, but I only have 360 life. So I'm just gonna go here. I wouldn't be surprised if we were able to beat the force field, but I'm scared.
I go back Frost Street. Not belong here.
Was that even a battle? Maybe a skirmish.
I guess that's our 2 playables. Take some more XP here.
Waiting to be filled.
Upgrade my dock lines. Turn that into a real item.
Quicker the fight.
I've been having a good time. I haven't been playing too much ranked, but still having a good time in unranked. There's pretty good opponent variety in unranked.
I'm finished with fighting, but I can help you finish a fight.
Our last shovel game was sick. Let's take this.
Use it well. Make me proud.
Do I have any flat scaling for the bayonet? I'll still take
Enjoy
it,
the
but
thrill of battle. While you can.
Peter is potentially direction, but eh. Is that better than playing an icicle? Probably not.
We're out to dethrone a king, not to squabble with nobodies.
Yeah, big thing that I underrated about Companion Core going into this patch was just how many of the friends got buffed. Race Carl being a thing that actually speeds up your Companion Core now is kind of a big deal.
I paint my ship red, but I don't use paint.
Race Carl, Bomb Squad. Getting a fast Companion Core isn't just find missiles or bust. I wouldn't say disgustingly good, but it went from close to unplayable to probably a top 2, top 3 core. I think Ignition is still better, but... Darn. New Creeper World game dropped. It's more of the exact same game you bought and played the last 50 hours of every 2 years for the past decade. Didn't that used to be a Flash game? It did. I've seen it on Steam occasionally, but never hopped in to try it out.
Gonna knock some sense into you.
It's sad that I'm still going to this fight just to, like, hopefully get energy potion.
You're tougher than you look.
Started putting knee brace on all your boards.
Ah,
All of them?
place to store the rest of the tyrant's gold.
These are terrible! No! Can we please have these, like, sell for something? I think I'm taking the extracts just because it's 4 gold. Take 1 XP. That might be better. How about these? Yep.
Poison is a
When we hit
historical
Half-Life
misunderstood
Poison?
art form
That's a skill I can get, right?
for writing a paper about.
Not quite.
Haha! Now this will inspire the
Okay,
crew.
so... let's get damage on the Cutlass. Let's buff up the dog. Gonna hold the loot, I think. I need to keep the bayonet around. Let's take the damage on the dog. I could drop the Honing Steel and the Icicle to play... what is this? A 9-burn cannon? It's probably better.
Go ahead, underestimate me. It makes this more fun.
My dreams are too big for you to steal.
Solid crit.
Land legs make
I think
you
freeze as a mechanic is fine. I think the bronze skills are probably a little too good, and some of the late game skills are ridiculous. Like, Hypnotic Drain is not okay, even as a monster skill. Some of the icy enchants are very overtuned. There probably shouldn't be icy triggers that apply as a trigger rather than an activation. Or like items that charge. If they get an icy enchant at all, it should be very low duration. Like it shouldn't be, I get an icy enchant, so I perma-freeze your board.
I was born in a volcano, all right. I know my incendiaries.
Like, on one hand, the bronze freeze skills existing is like the reason you would consider going to early skill shops most of the time. And removing them kind of just makes the early skill shops bad, but it's also weird that it's like on day 2 or 3 you're taking skill shops because they make your end game so much stronger. I don't know.
I won't tell anybody you've got that. Element of surprise, you know? Haha.
There could probably be a whole pass on early skills in general. Can't believe this Langshan is still on my board. Yeah, I mean, there's decimals and cooldowns. I don't know if you necessarily need to display the decimals if you want to have calculated freeze. I guess it would be weird for things that are just like a flat amount of freeze no matter what. That was way scarier than I thought it was going to be.
It's over already. We barely got our flags up. Ooh, the keener the blade, the quicker the fight.
Well, howdy, hero. Trash is tragedy. Reuse everything.
Don't need this anymore. 1 second flat. Yeah, but I don't think the 1 second flat freezes are that much of an issue. The ones where they are like where you're applying them a ton of times.
Hat's been sitting there 20 years, waiting for you.
Like the skill that gives a 1 second freeze 10 times is a little absurd. That might be playable.
Ooh-wee, now that's a bargain.
I guess what is Icy Landscraper 1 second? No, like Icy Landscraper should not be a 3 second freeze.
Warms my rusty circuits to see that.
Yeah, anything with charge should be limited to a 1 second freeze. If it gets faster on its own, or the comps that you're playing it in are all about triggering it as fast as possible, it either shouldn't get the Icy enchant, or it should be way lower duration. Yeah, Trebuchet freezes for 4 seconds. If you want these items to be crazy with, like, heavy or turbo, that's fine, but Icy is just a little too much of Exodia.
Well, you're doing your part to clean up the bazaar.
Look at him go. Cutest spider you've ever seen.
Tragedy. Reuse everything. Hat's been sitting there 20 years, waiting for you.
Okay. So we've got 2 freezes, one in the spider, one in the cannon.
Legend on Pelago.
So it was nerfed to 5 times. Okay, I mean, that's fine, I guess. Like, 5-second freeze is at least on par with other things. It's not that much better than the bronze skills.
Defeat does not defeat me.
Alright, funny, in many cases, freeze has the same value as slow, or a minor difference. Yeah, the difference is you can continuously apply freezes. Or like if you put 5 seconds of slow on an item with a 1 second cooldown, it's only triggering twice as quick, or half as quick, rather than not triggering at all. Oh, enchantments? Do they? I feel like you usually get more out of slow than freeze. So like on Trebuchet, heavy is slow 3 items for 3 seconds. Icy is freeze 1 item for 4 seconds. On like some small items, I think it might be the same. But I think once you start scaling it up, what would it be on dog? Let's look at a random medium. Yeah, it's like on dog, heavy is slow 2 items 2 seconds. Icy is freeze 1 item for 2 seconds. On Cutlass, it's the same. I think generally slow is treated as half as good as Icy. So Sexton enchants. Yeah, some items just enchant in a crazy way. Yeah, when you crit, freeze an item for 1 second. When you crit, slow 1 item for 2 seconds. I think Crow's Nest enchants similarly. You have to crit with a weapon, but either a 4-second slow or a 2-second freeze. I've seen Heavy Snail. Yeah, it just goes infinite with itself. I don't have anything for Docs, right?
If I don't have what you need, I'll help you find
I'm
who does.
not playing that anymore. Come on, game. That's a golden figurehead. I could get out of... It would have to be the cannon, right? I don't have anything reloading it yet. It's also a freeze. It's just plus 50 damage right now. I want to keep the freeze around.
Oh, I think you're really gonna enjoy that.
Get aquatic CDR. Plus burn my cannon. Let's plus burn my cannon. I'm down to cut this first aid in for a thing that gives this ammo. Mosquito versus XP. What do you mean? It's all weapons to the right, not the weapon directly to the right. Yeah, Figurehead is probably the most underrated item in the game. It's also just, like, kind of hard to find. Like, I say that, but I think this is my first Figurehead game this patch. You just never see this thing when you're in a position that you can play it. Good damage early. This can carry you even late game. At Diamond, it's still plus 100 damage at Diamond, right? Yeah. And when you consider most of Vanessa's problems come from not being able to find flat damage, Figurehead fills a very important role.
The smaller the portions, the finer the meal. Buyer's remorse never. Be remorseless.
Speaking of items that need flat damage,
You're a smart one for your size.
you go very seldom to the shops. Not odd you don't see it often. It's not a bronze item. You start going to shops around day like 3. Sorta. It is one of the issues with silver items in general. I don't know, I feel like on Vanessa, I'm usually going to shops a bit later. I don't know. Vanessa's not dually. You either take... Is this still just silver? I'm gonna upgrade the cannon, I think.
We're out to dethrone a king, not to squabble with nobody.
But it's also just, even if you're going to shops, it's pretty hard to find specific medium items. There's just a lot of them in the pool.
All cannon, no ball.
It doesn't show up in weapon shops. You can't roll aquatic shops. There's no tags to select for. Go to shops. It's the item shop. Shops that don't sell it, or if you go to shops that do sell it, you're on a burn bill, so you can't play it. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've had how many games this patch where I'm going into medium shops, saying specifically I'm looking for Figurehead, roll, not find it, leave, and then either have to pivot or just die. We have had a bunch of games like that. Black screen on opening. Don't press escape to skip the cutscene before the cutscene loads. I have noticed the game will not start if I launch it and mash escape. Other than that, I don't know, try reinstalling. Oh yeah, try reinstalling. I'm not sure. Oh. Huh. That item is slightly better than the one that I was playing. Should I keep playing cannon instead of cutlass? It applies the burn for the rocket launcher. Move horn then. That would be a really good idea. How goes the Bazaaring? Pretty well, pretty well. Rip ammo. We don't need it.
In a
It's
battle?
fine. It's
Maybe a
fine.
skirmish.
I think I need you. Stand for Vanessa, just use dually weapons. Yeah. Yeah. It's not even really that this item is much better on Vanessa than it is on dually. It's just dually items are so much better than Vanessa items. What? I should have just taken the loot. It's more gold on average, I'm pretty sure.
My fight
But
isn't
this is
with
okay.
you.
There's lines you can go down. The trebuchet builds are playable. It's just not the most consistent. If you're gonna play ranked, I would recommend not playing anything other than dually. But like the build we have right now is pretty playable.
You fall like a boulder. I flow like the waves.
Yeah, your ghosts only get fought once. So if you fought a ghost, no one else will fight that exact same ghost.
I do not teach powers. I teach mastery.
Bloodhound is great. Pretty sure I'm done with this. Happy to play this dock lines forever. Sad, I made a change for a whole month. Yeah, it's a bit rough. On the bright side, I won't feel as bad taking a week off streaming at the end of the year.
Pathetic. As spineless as a jellyfish.
It's like the only time that I take any time off.
Strike hard, strike once.
This is good.
Dangerous knowledge. Use it wisely.
Plus burn on this. Playing PoE 2, trying to distract yourself.
I may be young for a captain, but I've seen my share of storms.
It's a big spear. Looks like we're better.
I paint my ship red, but I don't use paint.
The core builds are easy to find and pretty much always 10 win. Like, as long as you're building dually in a sane way, you're gonna 10 win most of the time. You pretty much only lose to other dualies that are building well. And most dualies are not building well. Well, like, Vanessa and Pig can low roll into Oblivion and just die to mediocre dualies. Pretty much all of dualies, good items are bronzes, so it's easy to dig for them. a bunch of combinations of items you can play. You can play poison, you can play burn, you can play shield. Yeah, I don't know. It's like when you compare the character's items to, like, Docklines is one of Vanessa's best items, and then you compare it to Coil LEDs, which is a bronze that takes up 1 space on the board and contributes to core speed. I'm not even sure what you would compare Beta Ray to. Dually support items are just completely bonkers. Missile Launcher would be one of the best offensive items on another character, but on Dually it's just another Tuesday. It's just got so many good offensive options.
See that plank? Walk it. Haha. Now this will inspire the crew. Ooh, the
It's a lot of
keener
extra
the
damage.
blade, the quicker the fight.
I'm taking the XP. The level 11 upgrade was the big thing that I wanted, but the HP is still good. Just make sure we don't get raced.
We're out to dethrone a king, not to squabble with nobodies.
Good try, good try.
Bravery without strength is a sword without a blade.
My lessons are...
Try to get some haste.
Are you prepared?
I don't hate it. Hey, Rysel. I hate it a little bit. Your leftmost tool has multicast. Oh.
My skills are not wet.
No, I'm too poor.
Blade can prove a guard.
Got infinited by a pig with a freeze build. Yeah, yeah. You will lose to that sometimes. Yeah, I just can't afford anything. Can buy a 6 gold skill. What are silver odds right now? Say 10. 30%. 20% efficiency boost. I got a 100% efficiency boost. Yep. It does start a little slower, but... eh. Will I play the weapon if I get it? Probably not.
Waste of gunpowder.
If you did, it would just be because it's funny to put an octopus on your board. Where did this come from? Oh, the free thing, right. refinement might be cooler than Cannon. Might be cooler. I do agree that it's cooler.
I have seen realms you cannot comprehend. But this place is nice.
Turbo Ice Pick. Shielded blowgun.
Will you use this in one of your fights?
That was me.
You should know, I'm a bit of a
Best blowgun
legend
I put in play in a while.
I should warn you, I'm not like other Jabarians.
Uh-oh. Do I get to use it, though? Oh, yes. Yes, I do. Do they get to use anything?
Next time, I'll show you what I learned from this.
Good try, good try.
Land legs make you predictable. You move in straight lines.
Docklines proving its utility. Yeah, Docklines is a powerful item.
Adira has surpassed me in power, but he can never surpass me in years.
When you freeze, your items gain crit chance. I only freeze once. But the rest of these don't do anything. Oh, wait, no, twice! I have a poison item!
Goes back to our community.
Right,
Big
right.
Sam's thank you.
It's been so long.
Was that even a battle? Maybe a skirmish.
Reloot items. Saw a crit, that means it's working. Yeah, I mean, it should be working. We also have crit chance from this. Was this bugged before? Did it used to not work? What am I doing? This. Sell the feather. It's probably crit the rocket launcher. Crit blowgun's really funny, but I'll plus damage this one. Is Powder Flask better than just playing Bayonet? The nice thing about Powder Flask is that it's freezable, so the blowgun doesn't get beta raid.
Welcome in, hon. What can I get you? See that mountain? That's Poe. He might have what you need.
Let's make a little more space here. Come on. Please. Give me the gumballs. Well, okay. So it takes a while until the comp does anything. We slow their board at 2.4 seconds. And then hopefully we get them dead pretty fast after that.
My fight isn't with you, but if you insist.
Oh, I could sell the spider whenever. I mean, it's not usually that slow. I think it just depends on how the servers are feeling.
Could use you in the fight on Pelago.
Clean run. That was a cool blowgun. I don't think we needed it, but it was cool to get another defensive layer. 300 shield.